Hey, it's Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com with another companion podcast for a wine we wrote up on the cheapwinefinder.com website like we always do 3 times a week. We do a value price wine review, and then we plug in the microphone, and, well, that's where we're at right now. And today I've got a new wine for me. It's the Kate Arnold Columbia Valley Riesling 2022. I think the 2023 is the newest vintage, but my store didn't have it, and I'm quite happy to get the 2022. Kate Arnold Wines is Kate and Jean Arnold. Both of them have been in wine for a while. They've been part of distribution and marketing for some of the big boys, Gallo, Sebastiani, and decided that, it's time to do it their own way. And they're going to start trying to turn over to organic. They have good contacts with different vineyards, and I'll explain where their wines are. And they're transitioning to putting QR codes in all the wine bottles, so you can, in the store, you can just get out the phone and find out what the ingredients are, what the carbs are, and everything else. Because why not? Why shouldn't you know that? And why shouldn't you know it before you bought it? So what do they have? They have a Sauvignon Blanc from the North Coast. They've got 2 or 3 Pinot Noirs and a Gamay. Gamay is the grape of Beaujolais from the Willamette Valley in Oregon. And then they've got, in the Columbia Valley, they've got a Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and then this Riesling. I'm going to take a sip of this Riesling. For some reason, they have a really good website with a lot of information on it. But when you click on the 2022 production notes, it comes up with the 2023 production notes. So I'm not exactly sure what's in here, but typically speaking, there's 2 vineyards, one from just the general Columbia Valley and one from Rattlesnake Hills Vineyards, or AVA. And what you get a lot of times with Riesling, you don't need to get 47 different sites for this. You just get 2. They're well picked and they're really nice vineyards. It's stainless steel. Both, no aging. They don't age long. This is our young wines. This is a wine made to, it might go 3 or 4 years, but you drink it in the first year. You buy it. And I'm going to take another sip and we're going to talk about it because it tastes really good. It's 12.2 on the alcohol, which is light, but not for a Riesling. Let's talk about Riesling for a little bit. Moselle in Germany, I've heard people actually say, is the best wine area in the world, better than Napa, better than Bordeaux, better than Burgundy, better than Roselle Rieslings are supposed to be some of the best in the ever. And I like Moselles, but one thing about them is a lot of times one of their tasting notes is petrol, which is gasoline. You either get a gasoline nose in the grapes, which kind of keeps it from going too mainstream. But they're really good wines. But Columbia Valley, for American tastes, it's a really good place. Columbia Valley tends to get the fruit really ripe, but it tends to be warm and dry. This season was cold and wet. It didn't get hot until the very end for this vintage, but it tends to make really American-style wines. I mean, if you're into value-priced wines and you want quality, Columbia Valley is a great place for it. So this is a reason. What's the taste? It's subtle. It's maybe it's light, medium bodied. In the middle there somewhere. It's they call it half dry, which I think is how they refer to Rieslings in Germany, which it means it's a little bit sweet. But here's the thing about a little bit sweet. balance is everything. Every time you see a slightly sweet wine, if it has the right amount of acidity, you don't get that sweetness. You don't get biting a candy bar. You get biting into a ripe plum or a peach, that kind. And you never go, oh, that's way too sweet. You go, oh, that's really nice. So sometimes these semi-sweet wines, not exactly dry, have more flavor. Prosecco, for instance, in Italy, virtually all the Italians drink their Prosecco a little bit sweet because Prosecco grape can use a little bit of fruit. And if you get it too dry, you kind of lose a little bit of that. So a little bit of sweet is usually pretty good, and it's not too sweet. It's just like, there's some nice flavors here. And what flavors am I getting? I'm getting peach and pear. I'm getting some apple. A little bit of spice, a little lime, a little lemon. Some nectarine, some kind of a fleshy fruit, some papaya, a little bit of tropical fruit. But this is a soft, subtle wine, but it's not flavor, it's got flavor everywhere. I mean, but it's just soft and regular and kind of delicious. That's my fourth or fifth sip. That's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. That was the Kate Arnold Columbia Valley Riesling 2022. You only make about 12 to 13,000 bottles, so this is not a wine that is going to be a lot of it out there, but if you find it, I would give it a try. It's really good. So adios, keep it cheap, stay cool, and I'll talk to everybody in a couple of days. We'll have all sorts of summer wines, and I'll be talking to you. Adios, bye-bye.